Alright folks, once again it's Nightmare, Twisted Nightmare Gaming, and I'm back with Chris over at West Orange Comics and Video Games, and we're doing some more Transformers videos. This time he's going to do a deck profile slash theory for a deck that he's been thinking about for a little bit. So I'm going to let him take it away from here.
Alright guys, as you can see, we have Chromia, RC, and Private Lionizer. The biggest thing with these guys has always been the fact that RC only has to flip once. Oh, and for anybody that wants to know, I have actually nicknamed this, as of right now, the MotoLion. Motorcycles, Lionizer. Pretty simple. But this character, RC, has Pierce out on her after when she goes into bot mode. Every single attack, Pierce meaning everything that you hit with into your opponent goes through, whether it's defended or not. That's what makes her absolutely amazing. However, the 9 health, 1 defense, pretty low, and you only got 1 attack, so that's only 1. So you got to boost her attack. That's where somebody like Lionizer all of a sudden comes in. You got to really run her with bold. So Lionizer gives himself bold, but whenever he dies, he is a battle master. He becomes a weapon giving bold 4, plan 1. You can go here, you can go here, but thought is going here. This is a very aggro heavy deck, and that's why it plays this way. Excuse me. You also get the plan 1. When the upgraded character attacks, you may put a card from your hand on top of your deck. So if you're just taking a bunch, you can put it back. You can keep putting your double pips back on top. It's really efficient. You don't have to, but it really helps. We go over here to Chromia. Now Chromia is very efficient with white pips and a little health and stuff like that. And her alt mode, she's on 4 attack, 11 health, 2 defense. Now the biggest thing is we're going to flip her. When this attacks and you flip at least 2 white, draw 2 cards. That's not what matters. The biggest thing about what matters is she is that return. You only have to flip. First off, you start like this, like I said. You only have to flip RC once, and then she'll never flip again unless you decide to flip her. For that, when you flip to this mode, repair 1 damage from each of your characters, which includes her, so you would heal all 3 of them 1. Not really efficient, but you could do it if you want, because there's other ways around that. And then this is your main attacker you always swing in with first. But here's the thing, it can't flip until it gets KO'd. So the rest of these are all being flipped right here. So here we'll get to the battle cards, because whenever this flips, you may return a card that has at least 1 white pip from your scrap pile to your hand. Got the whites on top. First, we got 1 copy of Leap of Faith. Scrap the top card of your deck, you may play that card. Then scrap another card from the top of your deck, and you may play that card as well. Absolutely insane. You'll notice there's only 20 stars between the 3 of these characters, so these 5-star cards worth of battle cards. We'll go through it. That's star card number 1. That's star card number 1. So that's also our white pip, and it's a white action. Next, we got 2 copies of Papa Willie. Papa Willie says flip each of your characters from bot mode to motorcycle mode. So if you got both of these guys flipped like so, not only do you flip them, boom, boom, that's before a flip. Now you're healing 1 from both of them, or all 3 of them if he's still out on the field. And then you can get 2 attacks. So you would flip RC again, return a white card to your hand, whether it be this one, the Leap of Faith, or one of the other ones we're about to show. Because then it says you get an extra attack this turn, but only a motorcycle can attack this way. So you'd get 2 attacks, piercing with RC and getting another attack with this motorcycle. Because that would be your attack, and only the motorcycle can attack for the second attack. So that if you flipped Chromia somehow and got them both flipped again, you couldn't attack because neither one of them are motorcycles. But that situation allows you to do it. It's an awesome scenario. Another reason why this is in there, to bring Papa Willie back or Leap of Faith. Next, we have 2 copies of Diagnosis. Diagnosis is an Autobot respective card. You'll notice the red lining and the Autobot symbol right there. Repair 1 damage from one of your characters. If your starting team was only Autobots, draw a card. You notice we have nothing but Autobots, so that actually does help us out a lot. You always choose to either heal an RC or Chromia. You're not really concerned about healing Lionizer, because Lionizer, like we said, once it gets KO'd, goes directly onto one of them as an upgrade. Now, 1, 2, we have 2 copies of Quartermasters, another white pip action. This is in here for 2 different reasons, and we have 2 copies. 1, move one of your upgrades from one of your characters to another. So if you got an upgrade here and you need it over here during an attack, or vice versa, however you might see it, you can always do it. But the main reason it is in here, as a 2 of, I even thought about 3 of, is put a Battlemaster upgrade from your KO area onto one of your other characters. Meaning if this gets KO'd or knocked off of here by a Vaporize or ramming speed or anything like that, it'd be in your KO. So then this character gets to bring it back, and you can put it in your hand, or not in your hand, but put it onto one of your characters. So that's really, really helpful.
So it's basically recursion there.
Correct. Gotcha. And it doesn't have to get KO'd. It stays out there till they get rid of it again. Now, we have another white pip, the only white pip utility. Even though this is 2 specialists, I chose to only run 1 of these because of card room and stuff like that. It gives you +1 attack, but when you put it on a specialist, scrap the top card of your deck, you may play that card. Once again, allowing us to get through that deck, get us what we want, and make sure it's in our hand or wherever we need it to be. Now, those are all the white pips. You'll notice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 white pips. That is all that's in here. That's a little heavy. I wanted to try to go to 7, but I really wanted that 1 copy of Field Communicator in. Now, we go to the orange pips. We have 3 copies of Mounted Missile. Double orange pip, +2 attack, upgrade weapon. This can be in an armor or utility slot. So if you end up somehow getting all 3 of these and able to play, and before they get removed, you got +6 attack. It's just that extra little boost, and it also doesn't take up your weapon slot for other weapons, say like a grenade launcher or whatever. But also the 2 double, so 3 more of the 5 star cards in there, especially because of that double pip. Next, we have 2 Power Punch. Power Punch is a scrap after you use it, after it attacks with this card attached, but it gives you bold 3, and it has the orange pip. That's why it's only has a 2 of, but very, very good. Erratic Lightning, +3 attack, -1 defense, orange pip, upgraded weapon. Now, you'll notice we only have 1 defense in either mode. This one has 0 and 2 in this mode. We're not really concerned about Lionizer dying and becoming a weapon. We're happy for that. So this is absolutely amazing for Lionizer, RC, or Chromia.
Why are you looking at a meter and saying that right now?
Now, we have 3 copies of Grenade Launcher. Grenade Launcher is another scrap after it attacks, but however, that +4, well worth it with the orange pip. That's why it's at a 3 of. Most aggro decks run it that way. Our other double orange pip. Tough 1, upgrade armor. We don't really concern ourselves with the tough 1. It's more there for that double orange pip. Improvised shield, 3 of course, because aggro, we want to see those in our attacks. Now we have 3 Supercharge. Supercharge gives us bold 3, allowing us to flip 3 extra battle cards on attack during our attack. It's also, they got the orange pit, so it's really, really good with aggro, which is what this is set to be. Next, we have 2 treasure hunts, helping us mill through the deck, getting those weapons we need to boost their attacks up even heavier. It says scrap the top 4 cards of your deck, put all upgrades scrapped this way into your hand. It's our orange action, and this is a little bit heavier action-based deck, you'll notice, and that is also why we are running 3 confidence, because draw 3 cards, scrap 2 cards from your hand, and then begin the game. If you begin the game with only Autobot characters, you may play an action. So it's an action, orange pip, and you can still play another action. It's great for a set like this. I might even take it down to 2 in the future, but as of right now, this is a theorized build. It'll be play tested in this week and maybe into the weeks to come, and we'll find out if it's should go down to 2 or stay at 3. Incoming transmission. That is our next card, is a 3-of. Great for attacking situations. You draw 2 cards, then put a card from your hand on top of your deck. Great. You got mounted missiles in your hand. You have an extra copy of full loadout. You have improvised shield. Draw 2 cards and put one of them from your hand on top of there real quick for you, so because you know when you attack, that card is going to hit them harder than just a single orange pip like this. Amazing card. That's why it's in there as 3. Next, we run 2 copies of new designs. Orange pip, you may play an upgrade. That's awesome. Yeah, it's another action, but you know, as you play that at 1 action, it allows you to play another action, which is, like I said, confidence. So we played an action. Now we played this action. We got a hand advantage, or not necessarily a hand advantage because we did have to discard 2, but we got draw support. So now we're playing an upgrade, and then we still have an upgrade from hand. So that allows us to play 2. You can hit really hard. Think about putting a amount of missiles in there and a grenade launcher. Next thing you know, you got 4 extra. You got basically 4, 5, 6 attack on top of say even Chromia. So that gives her attack 10. Really, really awesome. So that's why that's in there for 2 of. Next, 3 Peace Through Tyrannies. Now, if you don't know, this is in here mainly for that double orange pip. However, you may KO one of your characters that has 6 stars or more. Lionizer, 7 stars. You got him damaged and he's sitting at 7 health. Guess what? If you do take an extra turn after this one, I'm going to go ahead and KO Lionizer. Lionizer becomes a weapon. I'm going to put that right there. Now, after I attack you with this character or with this character, I get to take an entirely extra turn. I get to draw again, play another action, play another upgrade, and basically just cheat the game. It is absolutely incredible. And that double orange pip is really good for these aggro heavy decks.
Okay. I wasn't recording for a second. I'd have been mad as hell if it wasn't recording.
Full loadout. This is our last double orange pip. It is our last 5th and final star card as well. Double orange action. Choose one of your characters. You may play a weapon, an armor, and a utility onto it. Wow. I don't run too many of the armors in here because it's just all about swinging as heavy as you can, as much as you can, as quick as you can. But that double orange pip, why I got the spot, it was either this or another leap of faith, and I chose this. So that's why that's in there. Now, 1 copy of ramming speed. I could run this as 2 of. I could run it without it. I could just put it into my sideboard. There's lots of options in this deck. But I chose to run 1 of these, which is a scrap an enemy upgrade, and I chose to run 1 press the advantage. The reason I did this is press the advantage, I do get to pick up, because of that green icon, and exchange it for whatever's in my hand during a battle. But I get +2 attack towards one of my Autobots, and -2 defense to an enemy Decepticon if I'm going into Decepticons. Even if I'm not going into Decepticons, that +2 attack is really beneficial. Once again, just ramping them up as fast and as hard as you can. And the ramming speed is good at just removing, say, a force field, or even somebody else's Battle Master. Once it's there, I don't want somebody else using a Bolt 4 against me, so I want that out of there. That's why that's in there as just a 1 of. Might need to go up to more of. We'll find out more because of the Battle Masters. I haven't ran across too many decks with too many people including them yet for some reason. I've been seeing a lot of big, heavier builds with the new Ultra Magnets and new Megatrons and the Shockwaves. They've been tended to be more heavy, but I'm willing to bet a lot of people are going towards these. I have seen Lionizer in Grimlock Archie deck, basically taking the place of Thrust. Also opening up 2 more stars, which is a really interesting. I have another deck theorization around that, but it doesn't include Grimlock. We'll go over that probably here in a minute on another video. And if there's any questions, comments, let me know. Like I said, this was the MotoLion deck. It's really awesome.
Alright folks, and we'll be back with another one in just a bit. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This has been Nightmare, Twisted Nightmare Gaming with Chris over at West Orange Comics and Video Games. Signing off.